Habari ma Africa, mimi ni King, nina furaha kukutana na wewe. Asante kwa kutanzama King Said So. Ladies and gentlemen, now the short listing for the vacant post in the NYDA board are underway. You know, Parliament is interviewing candidates that are looking to fill those positions. And what an interesting episode that unfolded yesterday in front of us, where Sihle Lonzi, the president of the Economic Freedom Fighters Youth League, questioned Uzwelo Masilela about him working on a post of senior research, but he did not have the qualification to match that position. It was quite a cringy moment, if you can call it that way. But let's be honest, ladies and gentlemen, this unfolds all the time. Some of us who work for government, we experience these things where your senior is not more qualified than you. Sometimes in political positions, you find that the deployee does not even know anything about the position where he or she was deployed in. It happens in every political party. It happens in every province. It happens everywhere in the world. It's nothing new to the ANC. But the way Sihle Lonzi was asking questions to our brother Masilela, it was tough, eh? It was tough, serious, because now the reverse question becomes, would you employ someone in a senior position, senior researcher, with only a matric? If you were given the position to do that, would you employ someone? And Zwelo answered the question as best as he could. I think he did quite well, Shem, trying to explain the incompetency of the ANC in other times where they are just moving people around and call it deployment or placement, and people get into those positions like Masilela saying he was frustrated for 2 years where he was crying, hey guys, I'm in the wrong position, but nobody could listen to him. Let's talk about just this one question of Sihle Lonzi towards one of the cadres that was trying to fill the positions there in the board of the NYDA.
Welcome to King Said So, Africa's one land, one language, one currency, one army on King Said So. Africans can unite. Your Pan-Africanist podcast. Enjoy.
Peace in Pan-Africanism to all my African brothers and sisters from all around the world. Welcome back to King Said So. I'm your host, Kagiso Hlongwane Zinjiva Sono, and we're back at it again with another one. And this time around, we're going to Parliament, where the short listing of candidates that want to fill the position of the board of the NYDA was underway. Before we do that, let me thank everybody who has managed to send a contribution to Paseta, whether it be a 50 Rand contribution, whether it be a one pellet campaign of the Mike Khadebe campaign, whether it be purchasing a ticket. I think this month we did very well, I think, with over 40 people making deposits into our account. So we appreciate it, ladies and gentlemen, when we've got quite a lot of work to still do in terms of where we want to be as Paseta. But I really want to take this opportunity to thank each and every one of you who have taken your hard-earned money and deposited a 50 Rand in JPELA into our account. So if you're one of those people who hasn't deposited a 50 account, you're getting paid this end of the month, please don't forget, that our money must also go to black projects that seek to better our community, especially in the educational sector. So make sure that you send your contribution of 50 Rand to our bank account, and we will appreciate it so much. Not forgetting, of course, we've got the gala dinner that is happening on the 2nd of May. Speaking to some exciting people who I really want them to come to the gala dinner and bless us with the knowledge that they have in the Pan-Africanist environment, and also in the educational sector. It's very important to get those people. Make sure you purchase your ticket by going to www.paseta.co.za, and I promise you will not regret attending this event. Now, ladies and gentlemen, when I was watching this cross questioning by Sihle Lonzi, I was thinking to myself, hey, Bafetu, I must be careful because in the past, I have actually had a lawsuit on my channel against a certain, I can't even say their name, but let me just say this. It was at that time where Parliament was interviewing for public protector's post. One of those candidates that were being interviewed, not the current public protector, but one of the other candidates, did not like how I broke down the interview and the nonsense that they were talking that day. So they sent me a lawsuit letter and asked me to delete the video. And because I need drama, I delete her. So when today I think I'm safe. So I know because of that experience and what happened, my lawyers managing to find an agreement with those people. I'm now experienced when it comes to these things. When I was listening to Sihle Lonzi, I was thinking to myself, hi, Buffett, we are in trouble. We are in trouble where people can be deployed, selected, placed, or whatever the terminology you want to use. And those people know nothing about that position. Know nothing about that position. And it's happening right now. We heard it from the Minister of Basic Education, who says, Kwahube says, you know what, I had to make peace with myself to say, you know what, I don't know this department. I don't know this sector. And we have heard it from many ANC people, Fikile Mbalula, saying, hey, back in the days, we were just deploying. People were just taking this comrade there. No qualifications. And you ask yourself, how does that impact service delivery? So today I want to talk about this questions. This one question that Sihle Lonzi asked Masilela, and also just to give you a rough idea, how much do senior researchers get paid in South Africa? That's a very interesting thing to look at. And if indeed you were in that position where you did not know anything about senior research, what were you doing there? Let's first listen to the question and I'll come back with my thoughts.
Once again, Chairperson, my name is Sihle Lonzi, member of the Portfolio Committee deployed by the Economic Freedom Fighters. I'm only repeating it because I think Mr. Swello said Lozi, so just trying to assist him to not forget. Thank you very much, Chair. I've got a very quick question, and then I think that will be it for me for the day. Mr. Swello, you say you are in your CV, you are a Treasurer General of the African National Congress Youth League from July 2023 until current. But where I'm going is that in 2016 until 2023, again in your CV, you say you were a senior researcher at Mbombela Municipality, Nelspruit in South Africa. Now, it would have made sense to me if you had completed your diploma in 2011, but you have since clarified it to us that you in fact completed it in 2021. So it means you would have been a senior researcher for 5 years without a post-matric qualification. My question to you is, if we were to appoint you, recommend you, and the president were to appoint you to lead the NYDA, would you appoint or employ someone without a post-matric qualification to be a senior researcher in any process or department within the National Youth Development Agency? Because you were a senior researcher and earned a senior researcher salary for 5 years without a post-matric qualification. Thank you.
Thank you very much for that question. No, I think I would not do that. Maybe I must maybe the question should have been, what is the circumstance that led to that? Because I did not apply for a post of senior researcher. Because the problem, I had to put the CV accurately to the fact of the positions I occupied, because I didn't want to mislead anybody. Now, what would have happened in the instance, I never applied to be a senior researcher chair. I applied to be a PA and working in the office of the chief whip in the municipality there. Now, because I was deployed in a political office, there was movement. They just placed me as a senior researcher. I could not say, no, I don't qualify. They placed me. they did what they call placement. And then they placed me as a senior researcher. For that matter, for 2 years, I spent that 2 years without being given proper functions in that responsibility. And that was my problem. It was the problem of the municipality. I'm on record complaining about those attributes. And so it was never my making, Chair, that I applied for a post that I knew that I don't qualify for. It was the making of the institution which frustrated me at that particular time. And I had issues with it at that time. Now, it was not me. It was just an issue of placement. Because if you were to check, it was just the same institution that I worked in. It was not like I moved to another department, to another institution. I still worked within the same institution. So that was the reality. It was a frustration for me, and I had to enjoy that, and that was it. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you so much. No, I think he's clarified that, Honourable Lonzi. I think we need to move to closure.
I said I would not hire a person of a similar circumstance because they would have applied.
Now it's quite strange because if he was there as a senior researcher from 2016 to 2023, and he applied for the PA, I don't think the senior researcher and the PA gets paid the same amount. I know that senior researchers get paid anything between 600,000 to 1 point something million, depending on where you are deployed, and a senior researcher is not a joke position. You are not head of IT, where underneath you might have a team of IT that know their job, and you can I don't even want to disrespect IT like that. Like, you can't be in a senior in a position where you are the senior researcher and you know nothing about that position. Having just a matric, and the ANC is very well known for awarding matriculants. Like I said, it happens everywhere, in the DA, in the Patriotic Alliance. Matriculants are our ministers today. There is no standard, because we just hide this issue under the labeling of saying, no, it's a political deployment. No, it's a political deployment, yes, but you need to have some ideas of what this thing is all about. About Gate and Mackenzie, they started gymming and running, thinking that being fit means that you will understand your department better. You've got our McPherson, Dean McPherson in public works, does not understand. Is learning on the job. You have the Minister of Agriculture who never grew up in a farm, does not have a farm, does not have any agricultural studies there in the Department of Agriculture. And as you trickle down to municipal level and everything, political, MEC's office, ministries, and all of those things, you go into those offices, you will be shocked with the level of qualifications that you're going to get underneath those people. So, hi, Buffett. I was like, Sihle is cooking today. It's cooking, but it's not the first time. It's not the first time. If you watch the Parliament channel a lot, you will see that this happens all the time, where people don't even, I want to break down even more of the other questions, and you listen to the reasoning capacity, how people answer questions, and you ask yourself, NYDA is in problem. NYDA, anyways, because of Colin Malaja crying that there must be more money put into NYDA. NYDA, last time I checked, I think it was 60 to 70% of the budget of NYDA goes to salaries. Now let that one sink in. Let that one sink in. 60 to 70% of the budget of NYDA that is supposed to be allocated to helping the youth goes to salaries. NYDA, after every new financial year, after 3 to 5 months, they don't have a budget anymore. They don't have money anymore. They sit and wait up until the following financial year. The board are doing absolutely nothing. You saw how they were struggling to answer questions like, tell us 3 success stories and all of those things. Sihle Lonzi was cooking these people. Yeah, out of the top of their head, they can't even name these success stories. But anyways, we'll come back to that one. So when you do things like senior research and you go study, Part of what you're going to study is meta-analysis. Very important to study scoping review. That is the position that you are in. You are a senior researcher. You need to know how to present your research. You can't come from PA to senior research with a metric and expect to excel in any way, shape, or form. Data analyst, do you know how to analyze data? Do you know how to break down data? Guys, there's so many things that you need to study for senior research. It's not a joke of a position. You understand? So there he goes and then puts now the ANC into fire. I said, listen, I was deployed there. I was placed there. I never applied for that post. So you can imagine how many more scenarios like this are there, where a comrade did not apply for the post, does not qualify for the post, but is still shifted there against his own will because he says, no, I was not happy. Yeah, you were not happy, but you were receiving the salary. Huh? You were not happy because they never gave you any roles or whatever for 2 years. So this what that actually means is that for 2 years I was roaming around the office getting paid 1 million a year doing nothing. For 2 years, 24 months, I did not have any stress because number one, I complained that I don't want this position and I'm not correctly given the tools to function in this. What tools? You must go and study. You must go and study. That is the tools that you need. You must get knowledge about what you are doing. So you're throwing the party under the bus. Now that is why you saw Sihle Lonzi saying, no, this thing must be investigated, going to the public protector. Well, there are many cases like this. And anyway, I don't know what hope and faith they have in the public protector's office or Pala protector office. There's nothing that the office is going to do in assisting the EFF or in assisting us as the public in terms of defending us as a country. I don't have any confidence in the public protector's office. Absolutely no confidence. So people are getting deployed and doing as they please. Please, ladies and gentlemen, don't be shocked. You go to the DA, you go to the Western Cape. This is the type of stories that you're going to get. This is you go even into the private sector. This is the type of stories that you get, that people with degrees, honors, and whatever are reporting to a matriculant. It's happening. It's happening. You look at what is happening, like I said, in public works. Look at the qualifications that what's Shortman's name again? Is reporting to Dion McPherson. With all of Uzikalala is reporting to McPherson, but he's got 10 times the qualification. Dion McPherson is not even worried about registering and educating himself. He's not worried about that. So I just wanted to say that it's not a shock for me. Working for government, I have to be careful on what I say, but it's not a shock for me. It's not a shock for me that we report to people that don't know, and then those people are hiding under the umbrella that, no, I am deployed. It's not a shock for me. It should not shock anyone. And those same people will go there into the NYDA. He's the Treasurer General right now of the ANC Youth League. Let's see what is going to happen, because eyeballs are going to be now put on, especially him, to see, is this one who was working there at the local municipality or at the provincial legislature as a senior researcher, is he going to be deployed there at the NYDA? Because I'm telling you, at the NYDA is joy there. If you want to see Kanana, if you want to see heaven, the NYDA, anyone who works there, like I said, they don't have work. The budget runs out quickly. The next thing, they are doing nothing for the whole year, and they've got time to do political things and just be doing other things because they just don't have time. So thank you to Sihle Lonzi for the great questioning that he put in there. And I don't buy the explanation. I don't buy it. And I think in the explanation where he was defending himself and saying, no, it's not me, he was also putting the party into disrepute in terms of people saying the ANC continues to deploy because the EFF is going to ride on this wave for a long time. So he can almost be assured that he's not going to get that position, unfortunately. But we don't know what's going to happen. Thank you so much, guys. I've got other news to report on today. Until we meet again, don't forget to pray. But after you pray, stand up, African child. Do your best so that God can do the rest. Peace in Pan Africanism. I salute you.